Hello, this is Alina from Argentina. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe and click notification bell. And if you've been here for a while, welcome back to Eclectic. Today I thought I'd give you 5 ways covertly aggressive people usually manipulate. Narcissists specifically love these 5 ways of manipulation, and they do it all the time. And the weird thing is that we don't know they're doing it when they're doing it. So this is why it's very difficult for the victim of this, for the target of this, to realize what's going on. If you know this beforehand, this could be very helpful. The first manipulation tactic is the one I came up with it, and I call it dripping. Dripping because specifically this one is the one that is a mix of brainwashing, of cult brainwashing, pervasive, intrusive, constant invasion of your mind. Okay, it's like a drop that constantly is dripping. Have you ever heard of Ovid? I think he lived in the year 34 or 30, pretty old. He said, dripping water, I have my laptop here. He said, dripping water hollows out stone, not through force, but through persistence. And this is exactly what narcissists and covertly aggressive people, psychopaths, and all kinds of cluster B people, and people that are manipulative, this is what they do. Dripping. I call it dripping. I don't know, this is not a technical term. I call it dripping, and because it's like a drop that's constantly falling over your head and it's trying to carve your thoughts and carve your, try to modify your reality. And this is specifically true for narcissistic parents that are, for example, divorced and want to tell their kids something that is completely not true about the other person, the other parent, right? And so this is what they use, dripping. It's constant, pervasive, never stopping, and what they want is to change reality. This is the main objective with all the manipulation techniques, right? They want to control you, so that they need to change the reality so that you believe certain things that are better for them, convenient for them, but then, so that's what they do. This is parental alienation, of course, when it comes to kids, right? It's a terrible thing that narcissists do, but dripping is one thing that happens in parental alienation, and it's one thing that happens during the abusive relationship. They will pick something that they want you to believe, they will drip on that constantly, and they will try to change your mind that way. So the second one would be reality distortion, which is lying basically, and they can do it in different ways and very covert ways. By omission, they will omit certain specific things that you need to know in order to make a different decision regarding a subject matter. If they want you to do something, they will tell you part of the story and would leave the important part that will make you make a different decision. Are you following me? So they will make you make a decision based on facts that are not full. Like, you need more information, but they won't give it to you. They would omit information. That's one way they lie. That's basically lying. And so one other way is by avoiding details, right? They won't tell you specific details. Details are important. So avoiding details is one other thing that they do, and they will lie this way. So they will not tell you specific details of the story, and then, for example, months pass, and then you encounter a friend and they say, oh yeah, but you remember, wait, what? Those kinds of details that will change your perspective on a subject and on a decision maybe that you made and things that you did. So those kinds of details. And then when you confront them and go back to them and say, you didn't tell me this, they will say things like, oh, my personal favorite is, oh, but you never asked. So my question is, how would you ask about something that you don't know, right? Okay, but they will say things like that, and that's part of the gaslighting. Gaslighting, I was going to mention that one, but it's in every manipulation technique that they use. Gaslighting is present always. It's always there. And so gaslighting is changing your reality. This comes from this movie where the husband turned down the gaslight, and it's a 1930s movie, and then the wife would go and ask, did you turn down the gaslight? No, I didn't. He would say it's a complete lie, and so this would make the wife crazy, and that was the objective, right? That was what he wanted. He wanted to get rid of the wife, and so he was driving her crazy, and it's crazy making. Then the one that they usually use is, oh, this one's my favorite one. This is playing the victim, which comes tied with sometimes comes along with the playing the servant role. Those two work like magic, because targets of abuse usually say, but she was good to me, she was kind of good, you know, she helped me build something, or she helped me do something important. So they will do that on purpose, these things, good deeds, let's say, so that you believe they're good people, and they can play the servant role correctly, you know. They will say, no, but I work so much, you know, they work so much, they do so much for others, I get so tired, and I give my all, you know, to you and to the cause of whatever it is in a workspace or in a relationship, and so I am always working, you know. They sell themselves like that, like they're this servant that is always working, doing things for you, and that's how they get you to believe that they're doing things for you so that you owe them something back, right? That's another manipulation technique. And then the other one would be playing the victim, which goes with this one, because if you play the victim, somebody's doing something bad to you. So when they play the victim, they're putting you in the place of the aggressor. They're changing the thing, and which in reality you are being completely the victim, right? And they are being the aggressors. But no, they change it, and they do this like, you know, nothing. They change the story. They lie, they change the story, and so you have to be aware of this, because sometimes this adds to the cognitive dissonance, and knowing this will help you see clearly that, yeah, they're doing this. It's crazy making, this is very confusing, so give yourself time to think, and maybe journal, write things like I mentioned before. Write, have a journal near you and write. This will help you clarify ideas, because there are studies made that if you write what you think, what's in your mind, then you can see it clearly, and it makes such a huge impact on you and yourself and your mind, right? It adds a lot to your clarity. The next one is they project the blame. They do project blame, and they are masters at this, because they are always saying that you are guilty for things that happen to them, and so, or you are not doing enough, or anything that you do is never enough. So they are masters at doing this, projecting the blame on you, on the victim, and so they turn tables. They are really being the aggressors, but they are always appearing as if they are the victims or the servant, you know. They do that a lot, and they are masters at doing this. Really, they are very good at manipulating people, because they've been doing for a while, all their lives. So they know that's how they move, that's how they roll, right? So don't feel as if you don't, you know, what happened, why didn't I see this? Because that happens to all the victims. So don't give yourself a hard time, because they do this very skillfully, without no one notices. This has nothing to do with IQ, with anything. They will target intelligent people. These people won't know they're being manipulated, okay? So that doesn't have anything to do with that. Okay, and then diversion. Oh, call the smoke screen. The smoke screen. This happens a lot, especially during divorce. They will do this and it will be so weird because once you start to get it, you see, oh my God, this is a smoke screen from here to China, you know? So you start to notice that. But first you will buy into that and then they will start, let's say, they will come to you with problems crafted by them, handcrafted by them, created specifically for you to put your mind there, your energy, your attention there, so that they can go and do something, you know, behind your back. And once you're so into that problem, trying to solve that they brought, you know, they brought that problem, and then they have to solve it, and then somehow you're entangled there. But meanwhile, they're working. While they have you busy doing that, now I laugh, but it's not funny, but it's so ridiculous. Like, oh, this is so angering, and it makes me mad. But it's covert, and it's passive aggressive, and it's all that, so it's disgusting, right? But they do this, and meanwhile, you're, as I was saying, busy doing all this stuff where you are worried about this thing that they created, this problem. They are all, you know, in the background working on something that will explode in your face. Like, for example, you're working there, and then when you're done, sort of, oh yeah, I got it, I think we're done, and then you turn around, and then you see a bomb comes at your face, and oh, this is what you were doing. Okay, you got me. 1 narcissist, 0 the target. You know, that's how it goes. So that's the smoke screen, or the diversion that they use. Oh, and one other way they can do this is they can play the nice card, you know? They can seem to be nice to you, and then suddenly they're being nice. They're doing things that you would never expect, especially if it's during a divorce thing, and then you say, oh, maybe if you bite that, then you're in for a treat. Because that's the same thing. They are doing that so that you get distracted, and meanwhile, they will get you somewhere else. You know, it'll come from somewhere else. That's how they move, that's how they roll. So that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. You could recognize your own experiences there. Please let me know which one of these experiences resonated with you. Please write it down in the comments. Let me know if you've been through something like that, or if you have any questions that you want me to answer in future videos, please let me know as well, and I will be happy to do that. And also go to my Facebook group in Eclectic, you know, Facebook Eclectic. We have good chats there. We tend to interchange ideas as well. So go to Facebook and also to my Instagram, where I post other things there. And yeah, I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye. Thank you so much for being here.